So today in the bar, we're going to look at what you can do in those moments of crisis, but using the capability you have within the PMO. Different PMOs have very varied capability sets. Some of them have got much more mature analysts than others. And that doesn't mean that one PMO is necessarily better than another just because it has more mature analysts. In fact, sometimes it can be the opposite. But what it does mean is that in a moment of crisis, you need to be able to use the capabilities within the PMO to be able to generate information that's going to be valuable for the senior leadership team to take decisions on. So what I mean by that, and here's some examples. This is the sort of thing that's incredibly simple to create, and you don't need a high level of maturity in the PMO to make this happen and make it available to the senior executive team in those moments of crisis. So, for instance, a view of the timeline of different projects, just really simple, giving them a view of when things starting, when are things stopping, what's the state of each project, etc., and how much are we trying to push through the project funnel at any given time. Equally, present information to the executive level at a level that they can cope with. So don't, just avoid really texty, wordy PowerPoint slides and focus more on sort of this level of detail. So a view of milestones with some RAG status against them. Get your finances onto a nice, good-looking graph, a picture of the history, etc. Then maybe an overview of your escalated risks and issues. But a nice heat map is easy to read. They can then say, well, okay, I want to see the top two, the worst two, and the deep red zone. And then a high-level overview of timelines. Generally, sponsors and key stakeholders in most organizations don't need to see a 300-line project plan. They might need to know it's there, but very rarely do they need to see that level of visibility. They're more interested in a high-level view of the milestones that are out there. The other sort of thing you can do is create a really nice report that essentially is playing into the hands and the needs of what the C-suite, the executive team are looking for. And again, generally, it's a misconception that they're looking for lots of detail. In fact, they normally want quite the opposite. So just an overview of their key projects, maybe with some form of red, amber, green, and the top highlights, maybe the top three highlights. Because this should be enough to let them and know what they need to worry about at a level that they can digest in literally 2 or 3 minutes flat. You don't need a high level of maturity to create this type of really simple view of the portfolio, which you're going to find, which they will find incredibly valuable. All good news for the PMO. Tick in the box with the executive team.